everyone, my name is Luna Fial, and welcome back to our Animal Crossing Island Ivy. Last time we were here, we did a little island tour, and now it's time to start deciding what we want to do with this island. So while there's some areas of my island that I certainly enjoy, I think that I want to honestly tear everything down, flatten it all to the very bottom, and then build back up. I would really like to do some type of big lake, some Halloween things, lots of pumpkins, maybe like slightly fairy core, forest core, but also like a little bit of a town and a little bit of everything. I don't know. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. But that does mean that we are going to need to start taking everything down. So I think that's where we're gonna start. Just picking up everything ever. This is what my map looks like now, and there's not a ton of terraforming. There's like a pretty good amount, but I wouldn't consider it too much. I think the most annoying thing to clean up is going to be all the paths and trees and flowers and just all this crap. So we're gonna get started doing that. And yeah.
2 seconds later.
I don't even know where to start. I think I just need to we're gonna start here. We're gonna start here. We're gonna move all the flowers onto all the beaches and put all the furniture away. Do I have this? That's lame. All right, well, here we go. Hey, it's Editing Luna here. So a lot of this video is going to be voiceover just because this video took such a long time to record and I don't think you want a 3-hour video of me picking stuff up. So in between some of the funny moments that happened while I was doing this, I'm just going to be chatting with you, you know, all the fun stuff. To start, I was just kind of picking up all the items I had around and all of these flowers. At first, I was saving all of the flowers, but that evolved into just kind of saving the hybrids, and then I ended up just throwing them all away at the end just because there's just so many flowers. Like, we're barely a little bit in and there's just so many flowers. But yeah, I'll be in and out over time along with some cozy Animal Crossing music. But yeah, I hope you enjoy the video and thanks for being here. Well, that's rude. Also, last time I mentioned my flower beaches, but you only saw a little one. This is the large lad over here. I had it all nicely organized, but now that I'm gonna be just cleaning up all of these flowers, I'm not really gonna care too much about organization. Just gonna have to put them down to get them out of my inventory. So yeah, we started getting into picking up some furniture here. You've probably seen this all before. You've probably done it yourself. So let's talk about some other stuff. I started playing Animal Crossing. My first game of Animal Crossing was actually Wild World. And I vividly remember playing with my sister on our DSs all the time. Like, it was definitely like one of our favorite things to do and something that I look back on pretty fondly. And then I played City Folk, and that was a lot of fun. And then New Leaf and obviously New Horizons. I think New Horizons is my favorite. I know that's not a very popular opinion with those who have played New Leaf as well. I did really enjoy New Leaf, but I can't get over the freedom of decorating outside. Like, you could not do that in any of the other games, and I just have so much fun doing it. I started playing right when the game came out, the New Horizons, and I think this is my 3rd or 4th or 5th island, I'm not sure, but starting out, because obviously during quarantine and the lockdown and everything, Animal Crossing was a lot of what I was doing along with college work. I believe I was a sophomore/junior the year of 2020. So in between homework and tests and all that stuff, I was playing a lot of Animal Crossing, and it was a lot of fun for me. I had one other friend who was in California who played Animal Crossing, and it was nice to be able to have some kind of connection with her, especially because, you know, I wasn't really seeing anyone at that time, as I'm sure neither were you guys. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. But I had found that, you know, I quickly, much like a lot of other people, exhausted all of the stuff that I was doing in Animal Crossing, because when the game first came out, there was like the holidays and everything wasn't really added in yet, and I was mostly playing by like real time. I was doing a little bit of time traveling, but I do like to stay like roughly in the season that it's in, like close to real time. But if I'm like decorating or trying to kick out a villager, I'll time travel. So there was some stuff to do, but there wasn't a ton of stuff to do. So I reset a few times in the first year. My first island was named Dewdrop, and I don't actually have the dream address for that island because it was before dream addresses were out. But I do have a few other dream addresses of mine of the past, so maybe we'll go visit those someday. But yeah, so this is, like I mentioned, probably like my 4th island. And I used to just really like resetting, but I have a lot of items. I do have some items that I've had since the very beginning. My friend from California that I mentioned, we would just trade. Like I would drop all the stuff on her island and then reset and then come over and pick it up. So I do have some stuff that have been with me from the very beginning. So I don't want to reset completely. Like I have some of my digital items that I'm very fond of, so I don't want to get rid of them. But yeah. All the flowers, all the bushes, all the things, just picking it all up. I've done like a few different themes. To be honest, they're all kind of similar to how this version of Ivy was, where it's a little bit foresty, a little bit town core, like some pretty flowers and stuff. Normally, I like to kind of rotate the flowers and the pathing based on the season, and if I make any like big changes, it's not particularly around any season, like, or any like theme. I think that's a better word for it. It's just kind of like, I don't want to say basic. I don't think it's very basic, but like, it's not like, for me, this is basic. Like, this is my default design of what I would do, is like cozy, like the 9-tile path, like a little bit of a town, like lots of flowers and trees and very natural. I love watching other people do designs, like designing their islands with different themes you may have seen earlier, like Froggycrossing, for example, also MelissaVerse. Like I watch all of their videos, and I love seeing all the different themes that they do, but for some reason I'm just like, I can't do that. Like that seems above my pay grade. I think I would like to venture out into other themes, but I think for now, because I'm going to be flattening and I'm going to be kind of redoing the entire island, I want to stick to a little bit of what I'm comfortable with, just because it's going to be a pretty big undertaking. I believe I had flattened this island before. It's not something uncommon for me, at least for this island. Like I said, other islands I would just reset. But this island has seen a few iterations. Who needs a net when you're simply too fast and too furious? I'm not at the point in Happy Home Paradise where I can redo the villager houses. I've been playing it really slowly. I know everybody was really excited for it when it came out, and I was too. I just kind of did the houses to where I could order items from Wardell, so then I wouldn't have to like wait for the store to reset. And it never really bothered me to have the houses look different, like to have them be different variations and like the default. Because like I said, I never really had a particular theme. It was just kind of like the villagers that I liked and the furniture I liked. But I think I would like to maybe do that at some point. I think it'd be fun to do like a Christmas island, and have like a really like Christmassy, just really festive island. I really love Christmas. Christmas and Halloween, they're just so fun. So this isn't necessarily going to be a Halloween island. I would like to have it done in time for Halloween, just because that would be a lot of fun, to maybe release a dream address for you guys, but we'll see. We'll see. I am no Animal Crossing god. I am a mere mortal. But I think I would like to do, like, get into some little themes, and I think the holiday, especially the holiday items that they have, kind of lend themselves nicely to themes, just because it gives you a lot of options, and like the ice furniture is really pretty, so maybe we'll get that. I also don't have, as we'll see later, I don't have all of the like DIYs of every single holiday. I don't know. I really like this game, but I feel like I also play it a little bit slower than some people in terms of DIYs and stuff like that. I feel like I should have gotten all of those by now because I've had this island since 2021. She is 2 years old. This is... What the what? Hello? I am confusion. What is going on? That is so upsetting. Yeah. I don't know if you can hear my cat, but she's demanding pets, and I am upset. Of course, that's when that's how I feel right now. Of course, that's when my Joy-Cons decide that they don't want to work anymore. Do I have any medicine? Can I interest you in some gyroids? Do I really not have any? I can craft it. I want to craft it? How does one craft? Do I have the recipe? Alright, who's gonna give me it? This is an important mission now. Not Lolly. I feel like it has to be like a sisterly or something. I might just be making that up. Where are all my villagers? They were literally... You. Will you give me some? You should stop. No, stand up. Yeah. Wow. How rude. Guess I'm gonna have to go buy some. I feel like we'll get 5 just in case. Oops. Alright. Let's skedoodle. Where were you, like, 2 minutes ago? Whatever. Whatever. So yeah, me and the bees are 1-1 right now. But this is not the final battle. As there they are again. But I'm just built different, you know? I'm just the best to ever do it. I don't even know. Yeah, more flowers, all the things, just all of this stuff. Do you guys have like a favorite theme or a favorite island that someone's done that you really like? Just for inspiration, I'm always out for some inspiration for builds and stuff like that. A lot of what I've done is, you know, inspired by other people because other people are so creative and talented. And yeah. Switching gears a little bit, I wanted to talk about, you know, the lack thereof of updates for this game, and I know you've probably heard it a million times before, but it just seems so strange that, I don't know, a game that was so popular upon release and like continues to sell copies, they just kind of were one and done with. Like, they got us the 2.0 update and they were like, there you go, you're welcome, we've done it. But there's still so much that could be added. Like, I was talking about New Leaf earlier and how that's a lot of people's favorites because there's a lot of stuff that's in New Leaf that we don't have still, even after everything that they've added. Like a lot of NPCs that come to mind, like Shrunk, Gracie, like Pelly, and I get that there isn't necessarily a need for those NPCs anymore because their jobs were kind of replaced by other characters. But even to have them, like, I don't know, show up and just be somewhere, I don't even know where they would appear, like, maybe they could be on, like, a mystery island or something you took, like, just, oh, like, you're here on vacation too or something, like the Cap'n Islands, that might be fun. Yeah, I don't know, I'm hopeful that, you know, maybe it's because they're already working on another game, but there was a huge gap between New Leaf and New Horizons, so I'm not gonna hold my breath for that. It would be nice to have another game come out, but to be honest, I'm not sure what they would add, like if it was also on the Switch, like what the big differences would be. They've done something similar to Happy Home Paradise. I can't remember the name of it, but there was like another version of that that came out that did all right. I didn't buy it personally because I just wasn't super interested in decorating in like the New Leaf format. But I'm not sure. Like, I feel like there's so much they could add, but at the same time, I'm like, if it's a completely different Animal Crossing game that's also just on the Switch, why wouldn't they just update this version, if that makes sense? So that's why I don't really think that they're probably not working on another Animal Crossing, probably not for a while, which stinks because, you know, a lot of people love it. I love it. I love me some cozy sandbox games. But, you know, fingers crossed. Speaking of cozy games, I know that there's an update for Stardew coming out soon, which is really excited, and Haunted Chocolatier, which is the same developer Concerned Ape was working on, so it's another Stardew adjacent game. It's very exciting, but it also kind of brings back that, like, that's like a very small team or just one person working on a game, and they're, you know, at least working on it and pushing out updates. And here's Nintendo, who promised a couple years of updates, if I remember correctly. And then we just kind of got one big one. So, I don't know. Just a little observation there. But still love the game nonetheless. And I'm really happy with what we do have. Obviously, there's some stuff I wish we had, as I mentioned before. But what are your wishes for the game? What are things that either were in old games or that you think that they should add or could add that would kind of keep the good vibes going? Because I know a lot of people either got burnt out or are burnt out with this game just because at some point there's only so much decorating you can do. Once you get your island to 3 stars, that's kind of where the game stops holding your hand and becomes a much more like sandbox game. Like you can just kind of do what you want. There's no real objective at the end. And I know for some people that kind of lack of direction is just that's it. They're like, all right, I did my task, on to the next game. So I don't know. I feel like maybe if we had more tasks or objectives, again, I'm not sure what those would be or how they would be implemented, but just some food for thought. I'll leave you with some cozy music for now, and I'll pop back in soon. I'm built different, what can I say? Every time it happens, I'm surprised. How many wasps spawn on your island at once? Because I swear it was only like 2, but we've gotten 3, so it's definitely not 2. Anyway, I think I'm gonna move a house or something that is on top of breaking down all those cliffs. They do be stretching. The shop. Yeah. And also we're gonna get rid of a bridge. So let's put the shop probably just like right here. Perfect. Okay. Something I wish that they would add back in were in New Leaf they had a bunch of villagers relating to like Zelda, and obviously we got the Sanrio amiibo, but there was a lot of really cool villagers that just kind of never got added back in. And I don't know, they were always really cool. There was like a little campsite area, and they would just, you know, show up and be there and be cool, and you could skin an amiibo and all the fun stuff. Kind of similar to how the campsite works now, but they had little vans like they traveled around in, which I thought was really cute. No, just cute stuff. Cute stuff. You'll see this big kind of road, and I just kind of end up leaving it because there is so much of it, and it's only thankfully on like the front part of my island. There is some towards the upper side that you can see right there, and also a little bit more towards the back, but it's not the majority of my island. I think there's definitely the 9-tile path on the majority of my island, which is also a pain to kick up, but it's not the end of the world. I just did not have that in me right now. I was like, you know what? Don't really feel like just pressing the same button over and over again. Granted, that's kind of what I'm doing with picking up all this stuff, but you know, we've a little bit of variation in the action that it's performing, so it feels different. It's probably not, but you know, that's all right. I'm excited to go like code hunting and, like I mentioned, look for some inspo. I love Pinterest. I feel like everybody uses Pinterest. There's also some really cool creators on like Twitter. So lots of like different photos and stuff to be inspired by. And if I do like reference or am heavily influenced by any builds, I will of course link those and show you those as we go. But for now, just kind of the few pictures that I showed you are the vibes that I'm going for. I've never done like a big lake before, and I feel like it would be a lot of fun to have, especially, you know, surrounded by like some pumpkins and maybe some other glowing things. I just picture like a sunset with all the jack-o'-lanterns and stuff around, and I feel like it would be really cool to have. I also want to do like kind of a little trick-or-treating neighborhood as well. I've never done like a big dedicated neighborhood. Like obviously I have, if you've seen the island tour, I have like Etoile and Lolly together, but I don't really think that's a dedicated neighborhood because there's only a few villagers there. So I'd like to do something a little bit more grand, maybe do like something like a roundabout that has all of the houses there so you could like go trick-or-treating or something. I'm not really sure. When I went trick-or-treating when I was younger, it was always like walking up all the streets and stuff, and there was a few streets that had like really big houses that you always knew had all the good candy. They would give out like king-size candy bars, which was always really exciting as a child because, you know, you'd get your little pieces of candy, but those were the big mamas, so those were always fun to get. But yeah, I have a lot of fond memories with trick-or-treating, so I want to do, again, even though I said it wasn't a Halloween island, I still definitely want some Halloween aspects. I'd like it to just kind of be an island where I can rotate out the like festive items, especially this time of year. I think there's a lot of really good, as I mentioned, you know, the Christmas and some of the Thanksgiving items we can use as well, just to have it be all festive and fun. But we'll see. I'm just saying that now. We could get into it and I could be like, actually, we're gonna do a kid core, elegant core, something island. Just random themes I can think of off the top of my head. But we'll see. We'll see where the inspiration takes us. I'm gonna leave you once again with some of this lovely Animal Crossing music, and we will check back in once we are done with everything that we're gonna break down for the day. Alrighty. I think that's gonna be where we stop for today. We basically got rid of the whole front half of the island, which is some good progress. Still a long way to go. And thankfully all these holes will disappear. But all of this pathing is going to be really annoying to kick up. So well, it's a later problem. It's a future problem, you know? Yeah, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Get it? But next time we will continue breaking everything down. We have made some good progress, almost like half the island, which is pretty good. But the back half of the island has a lot more terraforming than the front half, so I feel like it's going to take longer. But we'll see. If you enjoyed watching, please consider liking and subscribing to see all of the chaos that will happen next time. And we'll start planning and all the fun stuff. Bye!